It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Mayor's Report. We know we do two Mayor's Report. We do a Mayor's Report in Pottsville with Mayor Dave Clews, and we do a Mayor's Report in Hazleton with Mayor Jeff Cassett. Now we're doing the Pottsville Mayor's Report, and we're here with Mayor Dave Clews. David, how are you?
Doing well, Sam. Good to see you again.
Thank you very much. It's the same here, and it's so nice to open the show with a pretty girl in between us. Okay,
I mean, a rose between two thorns.
Normally,
is that
normally
it?
it's your ugly face and mine, and now we're opening up, and we're going to welcome Barbie Carroll. Barbie is the president of the Pottsville area soapbox dairy. I love soapboxes. I used to do that when I was a kid. Okay, I didn't grow that much, but I missed those same way. May 18th. So tell me about this soapbox. What's
Soapbox has been going on in the city of Pottsville for, I believe, more than 50 years. Womer's Garage took it over in 2000.
Yeah.
And we've grown it back to what it was. And this year we have 48 kids participating.
So tell me how does this work? I mean, do they build their own soapboxes or?
Some of the kids build their own soapbox derby cars. Others, they're corporate cars. They have been built over the years by members of the organization and parents.
Are there qualifications that you need to make with these cars? I mean, certain height, certain...
Each racer has to weigh or be at least 7 years old, a minimum of 50 pounds, and that's for our stock division. And then there's super stock. When they turn 14, they can begin racing that unless they progress forward. And then we have the Masters division, which is the laydown cars. And we started them here about 6 years ago, and we have already had our first world champion.
Okay, is it just one race or is there different divisions?
There's 3 different divisions: stock, super stock, and Masters.
Oh, explain that to me. What's the stock?
Stock is for a smaller child.
Okay. And how old? I mean, what's the...
7 to 13, 14 years old. That's more or less where we put the beginner kids.
Okay.
And then there's super stock. Super stock is 9, 10 years old, or if they win in stock, they can move to super stock.
Okay, and super stock is what?
That's a bigger car, it's rounder, and that goes up to the age of 18.
Okay, now these soapboxes, it's on gravity, right?
Yes, all gravity powered.
They don't have like little batteries inside.
Nope.
No cheating, because he would cheat,
Yeah.
he'd put a little
Yeah,
battery.
he would.
So it's gravity, right?
Yes.
And so it's how you build that. I know, like when we did the surfbox, the Boy Scouts had the little derbies.
Right.
Well, you had to make sure those wheels were in line, and
Yeah, it's the same way. It's the kid. The kid has to be focused and drive down the hill. If they drive straight down the hill, they're gonna do good.
Yeah. So there's how long does this take? Like,
It's about 6 hours.
is that right?
Yes.
So this is a whole thing, Dave.
Well, it's pretty much a whole day. It's over on Laurel Boulevard, over by the county courthouse.
Yeah.
It is one of the fastest tracks in the country. And what's great between the city and what Womer's Garage has done and some other contractors, we've been able to maintain that street and keep it nice and smooth for the racers. So, it's just a really good time.
And not only that, it's not just the race itself, but it's putting together the soapbox, okay, and working together with either your son or whomever. That's what I found when I was working with my son with the Boy Scouts, is making this car. You find that,
Yep. The parents and the kids love to work together, especially that day of, and it teaches them a lot.
I could only imagine on that day when they're going down and the parents are there and they're yelling to the poor kids trying to go down there. Mom, shut up! Dad, shut up! Give me a break! Yeah. So now could they still register? I know it's May 18th is the event.
We actually last night we had our last racers sign up. We are full. We have 25 stock cars.
There goes my chance.
Yeah.
I was gonna go for the super stock. I had my car already. I mean, geez, we were all
try to squeeze you.
Yeah,
you might age out a little bit.
I'll fit in good because I'm only 5'3" or 5'4". No, I think it's a great opportunity for the town and also for the kids. And they have girls and boys?
Girls and boys.
Oh, that must be challenging, huh?
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch the girls beat
Is
the
it
boys.
evenly distributed now?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Why do you like doing it? You're the president here. You're the big shop here.
Well, we took it over. My brothers participated when we were kids.
Okay.
I never participated, but we loved it so much, and they came to us and said they were getting rid of it.
Oh.
Nobody wanted to run it. So my mom, she had said, we're going to take it over, and told my dad, you're taking it over. And 24 years later, we're here still running it.
And you do this every year?
Yes.
Yeah. How long does it take to plan this?
We start planning the day after
No
the
kidding.
race.
It's like the cruise. Like you start.
They
People
put a
don't.
lot of time into it.
Yeah. Well, I think that's great. I mean, just to bring the kids together and the families together, it must be a fun day, Dave, right? Do you do like, he doesn't do any opening talks, does he? Because,
We have them show up.
oh,
we sucker 'em
so
into
there goes
coming.
the day. I mean, you figure
I
you'd be
got to
okay.
drop the gates for the first car, you know, they're held in place by a gate that comes down. And,
Seriously.
oh, yeah.
He gives the kids a little pep rally.
Oh, wow. Well, before you go, I understand you're going to be on my committee. We're having a big fundraising thing here, my friends. Yeah, and the committee is, you know, we're going to cut his hair, and we're going to donate the money from the hair to all these poor kids that have nothing for Christmas. Okay, and he is such a nice guy. He says, I'm going to have this big event, so you'll be on the committee with me then?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, see? All right. We got a lot of people on the committee. No, really, I wish you the best, and thanks for coming
Thank you.
on the show. Anything you'd like to say about the soapbox?
You come on out. It's really a good time. Last year, you know, since we've had you know, more people moving in the city of Pottsville, especially they're coming from larger cities that have seen it and say, boy, I never seen anything like
Yeah.
this. This is exciting. This is fun. And it is. So, you know, I encourage everybody, come on out. You know, plenty of places to watch it from. It's a lot of fun to see
I can
those
see.
parents and kids work together.
You said this whole thing is like 6 hours?
Yes.
Now, do you have refreshments or
Yeah. We have food stands there and drink
Good.
stands there.
So it's a day out.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. 18th.
And it's free.
Is that a Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday. Great. That is really a lot of fun. Well, I remember the days when it's nice to have those days back, you know, it really is. Congratulations to you. Are you
Thank you.
married?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have children involved in?
No, I have nieces and nephews involved.
Oh, yeah, you do?
Yes.
Good. Did they have the inside track? Being that their aunt
No,
is
no, they did pretty good. 2 of them have one in Gondo, Ohio. We're hoping maybe this year, but yeah, there's a lot of good racers in there, so.
May 18th, my friends, it's a fun day, I'll tell you. The only thing down about the day is he opens it up and depresses everybody. But other than that, you know, we'll have a fun day. Thanks for coming on the show. We'll come back, we'll talk to the mayor. A lot of great things happening in Pottsville. Remember, I know this guy, Dave Clews, since 1999. He has always been there for the city and he's always been there to help a lot of people out. We kid him a lot, but he's a great guy. And we'll take a break. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Mayor's Report here on Comcast 190 and also Channel 13 and 513 on Service Electric Cablevision. Remember, we do 2 Mayor's Report, one in Pottsville with with Mayor Dave Clews and also Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassett. So we're doing the Pottsville Mayor's Report today, and we're here with Mayor Dave Clews. We had Barbie Carroll on, who is the president of the Pottsville Area Soapbox Dairy Bee. It's going to be a lot of fun that day, May 18th. I mean, I'm going to try to get down and see it because it sounds like it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It's a good time to see. And not too many communities have
No,
them anymore.
absolutely
so,
not.
You know.
And where it's at, it's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't find a better place.
You couldn't find a better,
Wow.
it's the right pitch, the right length.
So let's talk about Pottsville and what's happening in the city of Pottsville.
We have a lot going on, Sam. Just right here in May, we already heard about the Soapbox Derby. We have opening night for what's called the Block of Art. It's an arts festival for, you know, mostly crafters and artists. That's on the 27th. We shut down Center Street like we do for most of our downtown events. It is a family-friendly, kid-friendly event. They've been running it for, I can't tell you how many years now. I've been involved with it since I got into business around here. And it's a nice street fair with artists. So we have that happening on the 26th. They're
Now,
doing
excuse me, the artists, are they local artists or regional?
local and regional
Yeah.
artists.
You know, it's funny, Hydrangea gift shop, they have a lot of local artists in their place. It's a beautiful place, Hydrangea. They're one of our sponsors. But there's a lot of great talent here.
Oh, there is. There is. They do throughout the year to raise funds to put on this event. They do some art auctions, and they've asked me. I've been the auctioneer on several occasions for them.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of talent, talented artists, photographers, painters, all kinds of sculpting.
Could you purchase any of these?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's one of the ideas
Okay,
of that day is for them to, show their talent and sell their art. So.
Do you ever have an interesting conversation with an artist? Like Jack Palance was an artist, all right? And we have most of his paintings, the original paintings, my wife and I. But when you look at the paintings and you see how the creativity that these artists have, Dave, and how they do what they do in paint, and you see different things, it's amazing the talent that they have.
Oh, absolutely. I used to dabble in photography back in high school, a little after those days. And that they did not know that when they asked me to be the auctioneer. So one of the artists that day was the photographer. And when I started talking about the depth of field, the focus, and just in the case of photography, capturing moments, in art, that's why they continued to have me back. You understand this? I'm like, yeah, you have to appreciate some of the skills. If you can look at a picture and then there's looking at a picture and you start to realize what went into creating it.
Yeah.
So
and when you talk to an artist, it's funny, you're seeing a person who does a painting and the artist will say, Sammy, what do you see in that picture? And then you start looking, well, I see this, etc. And then they may give you their interpretation, but it's really a talent. What else you got?
Then we go to, this is my first State of the City address.
Oh.
So on May 7th at 6 p.m. at the Majestic Theater, I'll be presenting what's been happening, what's happened, what's coming down the road in the future, other city plans. How things are, and I'm kind of looking forward to it.
So we had a sneak preview on the mayor's report. Now we'll be running the show until maybe May 22nd and May 23rd.
Well, I'll be talking about things like what streets are we going to be paving this year. The surprising amount of fire calls our fire volunteers have responded to. I'm going to acknowledge the top three volunteer firemen as far as responding to calls, honoring a couple of local businesses who continually support our different events in the city. We'll be talking about things moving forward, plans for hotels that are happening, some other really exciting things that are happening in downtown Pottsville. We did the the Launch Pottsville a couple of years ago, and we have 3 great new businesses in town. And it's been kind of quiet. We have people interested, and it looks like we're going to start seeing it again, another round of some more businesses coming to Pottsville. We have a farm store going to open, so people in downtown Pottsville will be able to get their vegetables and meats and so on. We have a new tavern going to be opening. We have several buildings being looked at for upper floor development for apartments and so on at market rate, not cheaply done, well done apartments. We have some buildings that we're hoping to get into some other progressive people's hands and make some things happening. So that's what we'll be reporting on.
So basically nothing
Right. Yeah,
it's just a dull, boring town.
Yeah, from State of the City, we have, on the 11th, where we have the unveiling of the Alan Jaffe Historic Marker. who was, left Pottsville, went to New Orleans, responsible for the preservation band. That's going to be an exciting day. And on that day, besides that, we go from that at 10 o'clock, we do the dedication, 11 o'clock.
What day is this now?
That is Saturday, May 11th.
Okay.
And then also on Saturday, May 11th, the Schuylkill County Firemen's Convention is in town. So about the time we wrap up unveiling Mr. Jaffe's marker at 12 o'clock, they start a fireman's parade on the 11th. And then I will actually later in the day be performing a wedding. My installer's getting married that afternoon and has asked me to marry them. So I'm honored to do that. It's one of the great perks as being mayor. I say there's two things: getting to marry somebody and getting to celebrate a 100-year-old birthday.
That's great.
I've enjoyed. When I'm having a bad day, that's what I think about doing. So all that kind of things is just happening. That's just May.
That's just May. Yeah. How's the downtown doing?
Downtown's doing, very well. We're seeing, we've got a new street sweeper that's getting out there, keeping it clean. We're keeping busy.
Yeah.
We're keeping busy.
And did you straighten out the parking situation yet, or do I have to come down? Do I have to come down and make happen?
Nobody's ever happy with parking. I do always like to remind people, though, that after 5, parking is free. Yeah. And on Saturdays, it's also free too. So there are those times that,
Yeah, well, it's, you want to bring business down and support the local people, but in same token, you want people to pay their share,
Right. Parking's always a tough situation. There's never enough of it. Nobody wants to pay for it.
Yeah.
It has to be maintained.
Yeah.
So it all kind of works hand in hand. Some of the other things going on around the city, pickleball has become so often. So popular. They're going to have a summer league for pickleball.
We talked about that when the recreation person was on.
Right. They're just resurfacing the courts. So that's kind of exciting. They're presently hiring all their summer help for out at the pool. And
when's the pool opening now?
Pool opens
in June.
I believe it's the first week of June. Yeah. I know they're starting to get that all prepared. We've had the train rides are coming back into Pottsville. We had our first one last weekend. Jonathan Morris has been running markets, outdoor markets.
Yeah.
And we just had the first one of those this past weekend. It was a little cold and breezy, but the vendors were happy and brought a lot of people to Pottsville.
We're here at Explore Schuylkill. Now, the point when you're saying about the train rides, when we come back, I want to talk about that because I talked to a couple of people on the train. They could come from Pottsville to Jim Thorpe, and Jim Thorpe to Pottsville, or is it?
I know
is it a round trip?
They're planning on doing that right now. The trains that are coming up are coming from Reading.
Reading, okay.
All up here.
And it's a round trip.
Yes, they come up in the morning and they tour the brewery, the historical society,
Gotcha.
Jerry's Museum.
Yeah.
Spend some time in town.
Yes.
And then I believe they departed about 4:30 to go back to Reading.
It's a great experience. Speaking of people who participate. My friends, we want to thank Vito's Coal Fire Pizza and Restaurant. That's where we go when we're done with our shows here. Have a great time there. This guy right here at 12 Old Dave's Audio has been a sponsor for many, many years. Bob Weaver Chevrolet, attorney Christine Holman, Explore Schuylkill, right here, one of our major sponsors. Hydrangea Gift Shop. If you haven't been there, you got to go there. Their teas parties are fantastic. Simon Kramer and, of course, Pottsville Eye. These are just some of the number of sponsors we have. We appreciate that very much. We'll be back to wrap it up with Mayor Clews right after this. Welcome back to the Mayor's Report. Remember, my friends, we do 2 Mayor's Report, one in Hazleton with Mayor Jeff Cassett and one in Pottsville with Mayor Dave Clews, and we're here in Pottsville doing the Mayor's Report. Remember, Google us if you don't have Comcast 190. You should have the cable. They have a lot of great things to offer. But anyway, you Google us at ssptv.com. We're on 24/7, the Hazelton system, channel 13, and of course our HD channel 513. Comcast 190 every day from 7 to 11 p.m. And we're here at Explore Schuylkill. They're so nice to let us use their conference room to do our shows. Mayor Dave Clews, we were talking about the train rides. That's an experience. I know my good friend who's here, Father Brosk. You love the trains, don't you? You worked with trains for many years. Our pastor, Father Rick Palmonder, they just love the trains, and it must be an experience, huh?
It is. I haven't ridden it from the Reading station up. I've rode from here down into Hamburg and back. And on a train, you get to see parts of your community and other communities that you can't see from any place else. And you see a lot of history. You'll see the old train trestles, and it's just, I think it's a great experience to see, because it's a vantage point that has a lot of beautiful scenery to look at.
There's just something about a train ride that's just fascinating,
Oh, yeah.
The Firemen's Convention, how many fire departments come into the town?
Wow, because it's a county convention, you have from the larger communities to the smaller. Of course, our 7 companies here in the city are all hosting different events during the week for firemen. It'll be several hundred fire trucks come in.
Wow.
Because, like I said, it's the county. It's just that type of thing. And Pottsville being the biggest city in the county, they know we have space. They know they know my guys in the fire department do it right here.
Yeah, and we've had so many shows on the fire department, the volunteer fire department. Now the cruise is coming up. When's the cruise coming up?
Second weekend in August.
Now, did you finalize the who's coming to the?
We've got the gentleman from Dukes of Hazzard coming back.
He's
again,
coming back. Okay.
And 2 other people who starred on the show. I can't quite remember their names, but they went as two brothers on the show. They're going to be joining him, so another good year.
It always turns out to be such a great day, and it's good that, especially when the summer comes in, you're looking forward to doing a lot of activities. And one thing that you do, Dave, you keep the town going, right?
Certainly try.
How's City Council? Everybody behaving?
City Council's, everybody's
Palomar
behaving.
Tom?
Tom, I don't know how he does it some days.
Is that right?
From working out deals on properties, to human resources issues in the building, to putting up with me.
That's a challenge, but his secretary does a great job too.
Oh yeah, Becky's a
Yeah.
sweetheart. She reminds me where I'm supposed to be at what time. So.
Yeah, well, that's good. Well, listen, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and we're looking forward to next month. There's always something. Anything new and exciting before we close?
That's a pretty long list already.
Yeah, it's still very boring and amazing. We find that the mayor's report and the Schuylkill report that we do brings a lot of information. And remember, sam@ssptv.com, my friends. Feel free to give me some comments, and we'll be more than happy to discuss them. Until then, we'll see you next time.